Hi there, and welcome back to Tom's English Tube. Today we are going to look at the Oxford Test of English reading part. We are going to break it into pieces and give you some possible answers and tips to look for when it is your time. So please also like and subscribe so we can keep this going. And let's go on to the reading part. Here we go.
We will find 6 short texts that we need to analyze and interpret. So what we really need to do is carefully read. Take a look and pay attention to detail. Sorry to hear means that Akram is sad. And when he says you should get it fixed, he's encouraging her to do something. So we know what the answer is. Once you're ready, select an answer and click Next. Remember, the word apologize is to say I'm sorry, and to warn is to tell people to be careful. So this beach club says join before next Friday and enjoy a free club membership until September 1st. Easy, no payments until September if you sign up before next Friday. And like many other websites, click here for more details. We still have 1 minute and 20 seconds for each question, so there's plenty of time. If you do, great. Remember to click on Next.
Now we've got an email from Anna to Roberto. And Anna wants Roberto to come around later on. She wants Roberto to go to her house because she's having problems. I can't really follow the instructions and I am a bit worried about damaging it. Alright, now we've got a Postit, and it's from Christina to Miguel. And Miguel's friend Amir rang. He said he was sorry for not answering your email. He'd like a meeting about the project. Perhaps you could ring him back when it's convenient? Very easy. Call him back whenever you have time, man. Lost property is where stuff is taken when it's found by somebody else. When you lose your headphones, they end up here in lost property. So you need to go and collect them from the school office by the end of next week, or else. Okay, so now we've got a review. It's on a website that gives you their opinion on concerts or plays. So this one in particular is about bounce. And we need to kind of like interpret what it says. So read carefully, and I hope you choose well. Well, there are different strategies to tackling this part, but since we have very little time, I'm going to start by looking at what person number one wants. And then I will read at all the options. This will give me an advantage because after I have read every single option, I will know what they more or less offer and will at the same time make my life easier when I have to choose options for the other people who are on the exam display. Good luck! Okay, so for Anna, we are looking for somewhere where she can work on an environmental project and she wants to stay somewhere comfortable near the seaside. Keywords: environmental project, comfortable stay, preferably near the sea. So what I do is I immediately start searching for options within the text we have. So we see that there is Liverpool, there is Nairobi, there is Language Dock, and Masaidi. So we dig into the information and look for a match. So I start looking at Masaidi and others to find out the perfect match for Bildu. This seems to be right. This seems really to be right, but I'm not really sure, so I'll just keep on looking. After a while, I decide to temporarily select Masaidi for Bindu and then move on to the next question. I don't want to waste much time as it is always ticking. Now we go on to Helen. Since she wants a wildlife project, I immediately start flirting with the idea of her going to Nairobi. So I look at Nairobi and I see that there is information and I just need to compare the information under Nairobi with Helen's desires, and let's see what happens. Okay, so after this we need to move on and check out the next candidate. As you see, I immediately started underlining things that William likes. He is a student of agricultural college and he would like to take part in a project that will offer practical experience related to his studies. This means farming, growing crops, or something like that. Let's take a look and see. Uh-oh, Language Doc has interesting information and I think there is a match. Alright, let's move on to Hola. She would like to be involved in a project helping other women. She's interested in learning a new language and would prefer to stay with local people. So as we have done before, we look at the options and the keywords is interested in learning new languages, would prefer to stay with local people, and wants to be in a project. And Masaide is looking really good, so let's click on it. Okay, so now it's Paul's turn. Paul wants a working holiday for himself and his 14-year-old daughter. So it's got to be a family-orientated kind of thing. She wants to train as a vet when she leaves school, so she's still at school, and they are looking for a scientific project that will be of value for her future. So something related to animals and vet and outdoors. So let's take a look. This should be easy. Remember to pay attention to detail. We want to match those key words. That's the most important thing, okay? Once we're done, we click on the next button and move on to the next exercise. May the force be with all of us. Okay, so part 3 is where we have to complete the text with some given lines. Now, if you make a mistake, as you see, you can easily either click on it again or just insert another option, and this will automatically kick your previous selection out of its place, as you are seeing now. This is something very important in case you make a mistake while selecting your options. Now, this exercise involves a lot of logics. The story has to make sense, and everything needs to be related to everything. Now, this exercise involves reading. So what I do is I just look at the first few lines before and after the gap. They usually have enough information, and this information allows me to look for that line that will best fit the gap and provide me, the reader, with the appropriate information. Now, as I told you before, if you make a mistake, you can just put another tile in, and the one that was in will be automatically kicked out and back into your selecting grid. Now, take a look as I go through the answers, and I'm quickly selecting some lines that I believe best match and that work well. If I have made a mistake, I would appreciate comments on this matter. So pay attention, you guys. I am sure that you'll be able to pick up and properly select the lines. It's not such a difficult task. We need to look at the grammar of the structure and what it really wants to say and what the message is. As you see, I'm struggling because I want to scroll down, and for some reason I am unable to, but I will get there. Just be patient with me. It'll give you more time to read. Hooray! I finally managed to scroll down, and I am just able to select the answers that I wanted for the gaps that I am missing. So, as I said before, make sure I have not made a mistake. As you can see, I am trying and trying and trying. I finally come up with a solution, and it's to click on the scroll bar with my mouse, and it eventually lets me finish the exercise. So just be patient, a few more clicks of up and down. Almost there, but I am beginning to be desperate, so I'm going to have to put the pedal to the metal, which means go really fast. Last but not least, the last answer. This is why it's good to take a look at the exam before doing it. You don't want to waste all the time I wasted going back and forth, up and down, and trying to find the best way to solve your problem. Okay, so we have the last part, and we have 8 minutes to answer these 4 questions. As you can see, there are 4 questions and there are 4 paragraphs. Some people think question 1, paragraph 1, question 2, paragraph 2, question 3, paragraph 3, question 4, paragraph 4. However, I always think it's great to read and get more information, but it's up to you. You use the technique or the strategy that makes you feel more comfortable. First question is, why did Charles Tandy get rid of his television? Coincidentally, the answer is in the first paragraph. And you can see there's a part in which he says, I just wanted to be able to have more conversations with my family and friends. Read on. Time to move on to the second question. What does Paul Wood say about TV? This is a little freaky, but yes, it is in the second paragraph. He says many things. He says something about educational programs. There's a however there. And then he also says that such programs increase understanding. So pay attention to the detail, okay? Don't take too long. Although you do have 8 minutes, so no stress. We cannot celebrate just yet. We still have to go question 3 and question 4. So, question 3. Lucan Hobbs thinks that television is changing the way young people think, is becoming more popular with young people, or is making a lot of young people famous. And following that freaky coincidental trend, the answer is in paragraph 3. We see that Lucan Hobbs is a professor of media studies, and he says that the issues that surround TV may seem or be even wider. And then if you read a little bit more, you'll be able to find the answer yourself. Okay, so now we move on to the final part of the exam. Last question, question number 4. So question number 4 is, what is the writer's main point in the last paragraph? And oh dear, it's the last paragraph, last question. So the last paragraph says there may be one final reason why people see or watch TV. So take a look at it and see if you can find the answer yourself if we match in our selection. Okay, so we have just finished the reading part of the Oxford Test of English. This is a general demo, so I hope that my tips helped you to better understand the connections and how to go along with the questions they ask you. I hope you practice, and we stay tuned because there is a surprise coming for the first 500 subscribers. So I'll speak to you soon, and have a happy life. Ciao, ciao.